Well, as you know, fashion is a multi-billion rand global business, and major international fashion houses conduct research in Africa about new trends, content and hues, yet the continent's fashion profile is not given the same recognition. So this evening, Fred Eboka will host an exclusive gathering at the Eboka House in Sandton in his quest to raise the bar for African brands and how they are presented to the world. And he joins us in studio now. What an honor, what a privilege. And with him, we've got Mosa Mosita, a professional construction and project manager, as well as a quantity surveyor. But today, the capacity that she's here in is as a great fan of Fred and has been dressed by him for many, many years. Fred, firstly, what a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
I mean, I hope you get congratulated regularly for what you've done for African fashion.
Well, yes, I do. I do most of the time,
Yeah.
not only in South Africa, also internationally. When I travel around, for those who have come across my name,
Yeah.
they actually recognize the fact that I've been in the industry now for a very long time and has been able to raise the bar for the up-and-coming designers.
Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing brand, whether or not people know it or not. But the minute you hear Fred Eboka, you know that is associated with Africa, it's associated with you, and it's associated with these beautiful brands. Let me just ask you a question quickly, Mosa. When did you first start using Fred?
Gillian, I have been with Fred for almost 20 years. If
20
I may
years?
Put it that way.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you.
Amazing.
This is pure Eboka classic.
Yeah.
You know, what has happened over years is that we have been working on our luxury brand. So that's why what kept me a little bit out of the media scene, because we realized that we have to put more effort in developing the structure of the brand to bring it to an international level, international platform.
Yeah.
Because it's not enough to do shows, it's not enough to travel to the fashion weeks. You really have to put some level of visibility in the right address. So that's what we've done now in building from scratch the Eboka House, which is going to be a monument to African fashion and design.
What is the Eboka brand?
The Eboka brand is a luxury brand from Africa, which it appears with any luxury brand in the world. And what we are trying to do now, because over the years, luxury brand in the world has been built. You know, as you can imagine, right from the after the Second World War, I mean, creative industry in Europe has started evolving. So now Africa is starting to join into it. So as some of the designers who are the first runner, we are trying to elevate, our game to a level where if you travel from New York or from Barcelona, from anywhere in Europe to Africa, and you say you're going to visit the Eboka House, it should give you the same amount of classic and luxury and elegance that you experience anywhere in the world.
Absolutely.
That is what we are offering.
It's bringing the luxury brand to a global market, and people
Absolutely.
wanting it. The demand
Yes.
is there. When we talk about the fabrics that you use,
Yes.
the designs are obviously exceptionally African, representative of different cultures and different countries.
Yeah.
But is it entirely from the continent? Everything you do, your work, your fabrics?
No, it's not, because fashion is very global now.
Yeah.
You know, and inspirations can come from anywhere. I have a time when I traveled to Tokyo and I had a show in Tokyo. When I came back to South Africa, I decided to get inspiration from what I saw in Japan,
Beautiful.
which was very, 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 it was very inspiring.
Yeah.
So, and 2 years ago, Valentino did a whole range on Zulu influence fashion.
Yeah.
So we can no longer limit ourselves to one direction. Fashion is fashion. Inspiration comes from everywhere. The most important thing, though, is that we African designer has to present our work at the same level of quality and presentation.
Yeah. I want to, Mosa, again bring you into this. You're a professional businesswoman. I mean, you do so much and you work in very high-profile industries. Your fashion, I mean, how do you dress? Do you very much dress like this, obviously to functions, but on a daily basis to work? What makes you feel comfortable in a professional environment in African attire?
Lian, he normally says, as individuals, we are the brand of our own.
Yeah.
And there will never be a best ambassador of you than being yourself. One thing I like about Fred is taking out the best of who I am. And having said that, is that as an individual, you must understand how you want to present yourself, who you are in the society. And I am very particular with, I'm not a fashion person, I must particularly say, but I'm not sorry to say, I'm a very classy person, a very conservative, classy person. So how I dress on day-to-day basis, it's important to me, because I always say, the young ones, professionals must look up to me.
Absolutely.
In the office where I am, my juniors should look up to me. The clients that I work with, when I walk in, they should know that that's Mosa as a brand. And that is very important to me. And I guess that's why I have been hanging on to him for the last 20 years, because he took all that in me.
Yeah. So one thing you're wanting to do as well, which I find quite interesting, is this project where you have for developing lines named after some of your big clients.
Yes.
Why? Why have you decided to do
Well,
this?
because over the years, I've had people support me tremendously. People like Miriam Makeba, people like Miss Mandela. Miss Mandela.
There are many. Are you talking about Winnie?
No.
Oh, Graça Michel.
Graça Michel,
Yeah,
yes.
got it.
Yeah, so quite a number of them, even in Europe. I mean, yesterday, I have a client from Norway, so I thought I should actually do this luxury brand, very, very few number of clothing that are just tribute to this very, very powerful women. And they are not your typical African clothing, but they're just very inspirational, very strong, very powerful, and very, very stylish.
Beautiful. Just finally tell me about tonight. So you've got this exclusive event, Fred Eboka, the gathering at the Eboka House in Sandton.
Yes.
What is that all about?
Okay, the Eboka House is presenting tonight like a soft, we're going to have a whole lot of soft openings. So this is one of the beginning of our soft opening, because the major opening is going to be next year. And we have a team of people planning that. And they're very, very excited about it. So I said, look, I'm not an event planner. And my sweetheart darling client here, who has been with me for a long time, said, okay, look, I sponsor it, I finance it. You're trouble-free when it comes to the money. I'm going to put my money where my mouth belongs to. Thank you very much. So what we're doing is that we're bringing some very powerful people together, and we're going to talk about brand, not so much of fashion, because sometimes people kind of confuse fashion from luxury. We want to talk about luxury brand and what it means in Africa, and how to package yourself in that kind of luxury brand. Fantastic. And to be able to have a very depth understanding of what luxury brand means.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. It'll be a privilege to be dressed by you one day. I'm going to get that number of yours and make sure that I
can't wait. I just can't wait.
Cannot wait to look as beautiful as you do, Mosa.
Thank you.
Thank you for your generosity and supporting the brand, which is so important. It's people like you that make Fred so successful.
It's not only about supporting the brand, it's about supporting, when you look at this bidding, for me, I fell in love with it because it's about that ordinary woman in the village who actually do it for a living.
That's it.
And when you talk about the function tonight, it's not necessarily about me supporting it, it's about bringing friends, colleagues, so that they understand the corporate image and the importance of corporate image and the beauty within the corporate image.
Thank you, both of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Fred Eboka here in studio with us. He's a fashion designer and owner of Eboka House, and Mosa Masita, who's a great client, successful businesswoman, who's putting all her support behind this. All right, very, very quickly.